Hi everyone, today at our cooking show...
Can you please act natural? I'm trying to film here.
Oh, okay, sorry, I'll try again. Hi everyone, today at our cooking show we are going to talk about the most important element in the kitchen, the hob, and how to make it out of granite.
I would like well done, please.
Actually, those are vegetables.
Vegetables? You've completely lost your mind. Where is my steak?
Natural stone as a material is good for many things, including, of course, kitchen countertops. As a person with mild OCD, the biggest drawback I see is the joint between countertop and the hob. No matter how accurately and precisely the parts fit together, there is always a seam. And all the grease, all the dirt, all the cooking stuff are there. And it cannot be washed or cleaned without pressure washing or some strong chemical badness like blood of xenomorph. I solved this problem with sink by making a granite sink and gluing it into the countertop, then polishing it as one piece. Or just make a sink and countertop from one solid piece. So maybe I can do the same with the hob. But this idea also has its disadvantage – reflected heat. You see, the stone does not like sudden changes in temperature or uneven heating. So I decided to make a prototype first. Proof of concept with the materials at hand. So I will use this old kitchen gas stove as source of details, and here everything is simple. I can say I will replace this old metal case with a beautiful granite one. I also want to add that I do not make any changes to the design of the burner or everything related to gas. Danger, flammable, big bada boom, and so on. Here I mark the workpiece for further fastening and take the measurements that I need to make holes for handles and burners. done with machining for now, just need to drill mounting holes and glue the dowels in with epoxy. To polish this, I will use a grinder with water supply through the spindle, and these rigid polishing pads. And here is why. Granite is not solid in terms of hardness. These dots and stripes can be softer or harder depending on the type of material. Flexible pad will remove material in soft spots, and eventually the surface will be like ripples on water. Rigid pads provide even removal of material regardless of the surface, but you need water to cool them and remove the sludge. Water must be clean. In many ways, the quality of polishing depends on how well the water washes away the residue. That is why the mirror finish is much harder to achieve with dry method. RPM. From my experience, you can start from 5,000 RPM up to 100 grit, gradually reducing the speed to 2000 at 800-1500 grit. Important point. If with flexible pads I work on the front edge of the tool, tilting the machine slightly relatively to the surface, then the rigid pads must be held strictly parallel to the surface. Move the tool evenly. Each next step should overlap about a third of previous one. When replacing one pad with the next one, also change the direction of movement perpendicular to the previous one. For those who just start in polishing with water, it can be difficult to see how evenly you have removed traces of the previous pad, which leads to redoing the work over and over again, which in turn leads to a loss of any desire to polish something ever. To avoid these dramatic events, use pencil or chalk trick. Shade the surface with the pencil and then erase it with the grinder. It is also useful to make the surface dry between passes. So let's get started. First of all, you need to round the sharp edges slightly. It is necessary in order not to chip those during the polishing. I start with these metal pads. These are the most aggressive tools. Their purpose is to remove any traces of the CNC machining. You need to work with them as carefully as possible, as they dig into material very easily. The polishing sequence here is the same as with flexible pads that I explained in my previous video. I'll put a link to the video in the description. And don't rush. They say when you're passionate about something, time flies by. Almost done. The last thing left to do, gas control knobs and assembly. I will use the old ones since they already fit nicely, just make them granite caps. So back to CNC. By the way, about OCD. After several days of looking at disharmony between handles and pen supports, I replaced the granite handles with stainless.